What's going on, bull runners? Welcome back to the channel. It's an amazing day out here in Miami, Florida, right next to the cruise port. Right over there, you can see, I think that's the Virgin Cruise Line spinning around, going to the Caribbean, however you want to say it. But in this video, I got some amazing crypto news to bring to you in this video. Some breaking news that you're not going to want to miss. So comment 777 if you're feeling blessed. Like this video. And if you're going to become the first millionaire in your family tree, confirm it below. Let's run it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so in this video, we're going to analyze the potential for Ripple XRP's price to skyrocket. And we're going to explore 6 categories that will determine how successful this crypto can become. And right now, we're just witnessing the sunset right here, so it's going to get kind of dark. I got everything all set up for you guys with the microphone. This is going to be an amazing video. So let's dive into these categories and let's talk about what will make XRP, the main cryptocurrency, and will you become a millionaire with this project? Because we're going to talk about supply and demand, adoption, utility and functionality, media coverage and hype, regulations, and competition with other cryptocurrencies. And we're also going to examine the amount of money that flowed into the stock market during the dot-com boom to understand the potential for growth in the crypto industry, let alone XRP, over the next decade. So for a long-term approach here, if global adoption continues at the current pace that it's on. So the first factor in XRP's growth is in the Asian markets, which is fueling XRP distribution right now, aside from the United States, because there's no regulatory clarity in the United States. And Ripple's partnerships in Asia seem to be paying off right now, with more investors turning to XRP as a way to diversify their portfolios and take advantage of the potential growth in the crypto industry. And the number of active XRP accounts has surpassed 4.5 million, and a large percentage of these accounts are from Asia. Now, Upbit, which is the South Korean exchange, also holds a million of XRP spread across different wallets. Ripple, right, is presiding in that region and on that exchange, as well as its partnerships with financial institutions, leading to massive increase in XRP usage in the country, laying the groundwork for future adoption of the token. Now, Japan, which has long been an ally of the United States, and in one of my previous videos, I talked about, China doing military tests near Japan, which is massive news, guys. It's considered one of the most crypto-friendly developed countries in the world. And it was actually the first country to recognize Bitcoin as a legal payment method. It's home to 23 approved crypto exchanges, an active crypto market with the Japanese yen ranked second in terms of Bitcoin trading volume by currency. Now, it's important to see adoption of, Bitcoin to understand market sentiment, since XRP rises or falls based on macro market conditions with Bitcoin and Ethereum. And the Bank of Japan has been conducting experiments on CBDCs since back in April of 2021 and plans to launch their pilot program involving private sector partners later this year. Now, SBI Remit, which is considered Japan's the largest payment provider, will allow Thais that are living in Japan to instantly send money home using RippleNet's technology. And that agreement, with more than 47,000 Thais in Japan, will be able to freely send yen to Thailand using ATMs to withdraw in Thai baht. So this is absolutely massive, and this is further adoption on the Thailand side. The agreement also included the participation of Siam Commercial Bank, and also over a year ago, Ripple signed a partnership with South Korea's cross-border remittance company, which is Global Money Express. And Ripple's top management considers the Asia-Pacific region the fastest growing, with transactions increasing by 130% year on year. And 75% of financial institutions will use blockchain and cryptocurrency for money transfers by 2026, over the next 3 years, according to a recent study carried out by Ripple itself. And the Asian region is expected to be the driver of this revolution, according to the report that you guys can see in the description below this video. Now, China, which used to be the hub for Bitcoin mining, the country, as you know, has banned cryptocurrencies, then made it legal, then banned it, then made it legal over the past several years, specifically with Bitcoin mining, forcing many Chinese miners to relocate their operations overseas. And they've been working on their digital yuan, designed to be a digital tender fully backed by the People's Bank of China and pegged to the renminbi for trade in China. And Ripple entered the Chinese market through a partnership agreement with a Hong Kong-based payment service provider called Lin International. I think that's how you pronounce it. And despite China's efforts to shut down cryptocurrency trading and transactions in the country under the agreement, Lin will use Ripple's enterprise blockchain solution, Xcurrent, to process real-time cross-border payments in China for merchants and consumers, including invoice payments and e-commerce payments. Now, we're still waiting
for an announcement from the BRICS nations, which is Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, and now Saudi Arabia, with their precious metal-backed currency and how that will affect their efforts for their digital yuan and their CBDC program, because the public is very confused right now about the difference between all these digital CBDCs, these different currencies, since every country seems to be creating their own, and they've all been secretive about how everything will connect together for global trade. So it's important to note that this summer there will be one of the biggest announcements. It will be a huge announcement, and that's why we need to get this video out there to more people. Like this video, share this with a friend, that will completely shake up the global financial industry, because a CBDC will only work if there is the right distributed ledger technology to connect the banks globally together, so we can upgrade the entire SWIFT system that's been used across the globe. And FedNow, that is set to be launching in July, is not a global payment system. It's only designed to be used in the United States between banks, which still poses the problem that Ripple is solving, which is cross-border payments. So I personally don't think that FedNow will interfere with XRP's adoption at all, because it's not even a global solution. Now, the second factor that will impact the price of XRP is the outcome of the Ripple versus SEC case in this ruling. Now, a ruling is imminent, and we could see it as soon as next week. If the ruling is in favor of Ripple, it would provide more clarity, regulatory certainty for every single investor around the world, which would likely lead to a surge in the price of XRP. And this is not financial advice, but I would expect XRP to pass its all-time high if the Federal Reserve keeps adding to its balance sheet over the next couple years as well too. And the third factor is the importance of community in crypto. So when Judge Annalisa Torres makes her decision, what do you think that's going to happen to the community? They're going to rally behind this cryptocurrency, because we're a tribal species by nature, and crypto is driven primarily by tribalism more than anything. That's why religion, you see politics, sports teams, countries, you name it, that's what makes them successful or not. It's based on the pendulum of energy that each tribe feeds to the organization. And Ripple XRP community is the most passionate and dedicated one in crypto right now. And with a strong community, without it, you don't have investors. And without investors, you don't have price appreciation. So every cryptocurrency in the world has primarily been driven by community and marketing more than utility and tokenomics. However, utility and tokenomics is what brings adoption to specific companies, which fuels the community and the marketing, because media brands like ours that post the utility news all over their social media, when they make more adoptions and more partnerships, then that further fuels it. So it's a double-edged sword there, because you can't have one without the other. And the community will continue to play a vital role in shaping the success of Ripple and XRP and the crypto industry as a whole, which is primarily driven by a distrust in centralized banking, which is obviously outdated, that needs to be overhauled with the SWIFT system, and the collapse in value of the US dollar, which we see through inflation, and countries like the BRICS nations that are abandoning the dollar for trade for the yuan. And because Ripple as a company has something that they are fighting for, which directly affects the lives of everyone on this planet, everyone feels like they're a part of a bigger mission, rather than holding just another crypto asset out of thousands of other useless crypto tokens that are going to be considered securities over the long run. But none of that matters unless there's regulatory clarity, because let's say that you put on a Patriots jersey and you get a group of your community together to go storm into the Capitol building thinking that you have power in numbers and you can go graffiti the Capitol, and thinking that you can do what you want. Well, you're probably going to end up in jail for the night. So tribalism and community only matters if there's clear rules for what you can and you can't do. So in the crypto space, right, if you're throwing on your XRP jersey, trying to storm into the metaphorical capital, this tribalism only is going to matter if they know, and you know, what a security is and what a commodity is and what you can buy or what you can't buy in the United States. Because large investors and banks need to know that before they start funneling billions or even trillions of dollars into XRP, let alone Ripple's distributed ledger technology for cross-border payments. And moving on to the next factor of supply and demand, if the demand for XRP exceeds its supply through ongoing global adoption and clear regulation, then more widespread adoption of Ripple's technology will obviously take place. And the more demand there will be for XRP in the long term, and right now, you're not seeing that price appreciation, even with Ripple making massive partnerships with these banks overseas, because of the macro market headwinds that the Fed is fighting by raising the effective federal funds rate to combat inflation. So by May 3rd, you need to be ready and you need to be prepared before May 3rd, which we're going to update you on this channel before their upcoming FOMC meeting, where they will discuss the future of, what they're planning on doing with their interest rate hikes, whether they're going to be hawkish or dovish. And most investors are expecting them to be hawkish, raising the effective federal funds rate by about 25 to 50 basis points. So we'll see. We'll see what they do. And government regulations and policies right now for crypto have been suppressing the price of XRP. And if you watched my video yesterday where I played the clip of Gary Gensler, who's the head of the SEC, you will see that he has virtually no clue how to classify Ethereum, let alone every other altcoin, as a commodity or as securities in this space right now. And when he's asked this direct question, he can't give a yes or no answer, and his hand just starts shaking because he's freaked out on giving clear-cut rules, which is what's causing this price suppression. So competition for other cryptocurrencies is impacting the XRP price right now due to this lack of regulatory clarity, because with the lawsuit dragging on, what are people doing? Well, they're moving their money into other projects, hoping to see a quicker gain. So they're buying a lot of crap cryptocurrencies or a lot of newer cryptocurrencies, specifically artificial intelligence-based cryptocurrencies with the rise of ChatGPT, and expecting to see quick gains. Now, I do think artificial intelligence projects are going to be massive in the future, but I've also let you guys know that XRP is one of my largest holdings, not because I'm expecting to make a quick buck over the next 24 hours, let alone the next week, but I think over the long term, this project is going to be massive over the next decade. And when the lawsuit comes to a close, if it's a positive ruling for, Ripple and XRP, all of the same people that have been selling XRP and putting it into other projects, they're most likely going to come flying back, trying to catch the rally of the green candles and the absolute moonshot that would take place based on all of this. So we can see just how massive the potential for Ripple XRP is, and the trillions of dollars that flowed into the stock market during the dot-com boom, coupled with quantitative easing by the Fed the past 20 years, shows just how much potential there is for the growth of the cryptocurrency industry, with how small the market cap is of Bitcoin and every single altcoin right now. We're not just focused on XRP, we're giving you guys a macro market approach here. And over the next decade, they plan to increase the gross debt in the United States from $31 trillion to over $50 trillion by 2033. So when there's that much liquidity and there's that much debt in the system, that tends to flow into industries like real estate, into precious metals, into stocks, and into cryptocurrency. Therefore, if you're a crypto trader or you're a real estate investor, or let's say you're a gold or a silver bug, this is massive bullish news for the coming months and the coming years. However, it's bearish news if you are relying on the income from your job to survive to put that into crypto, because inflation is going to get worse, causing the cost of living to most likely double over the next decade, because the value of the dollar is just going to keep going down in price. So what I feel is going to happen, and this is why you can't just sit there and wait to get a raise at your job. Even if you're working harder at your job, it's not get a second job and grow rich. It's not get a third job and grow rich. It's not work harder and grow rich. You need to have leverage, and you have to have, in my opinion, a tactically superior plan. What do you need to do? Because if the Fed isn't going to live within their means, if they're not going to default, if they're going to tax the rich more, if you want to become rich, and you commented 777 because you're become the first millionaire and they plan on taxing you more, what do you do to legally minimize your taxes, make more money, and prepare yourself when the dollar collapses so you can have more XRP, so you can have more Bitcoin, have more Ethereum, have more Shiba Inu, have more Solana, more Cardano, whatever you want, and have more productive assets? Well, number one, you need to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share this video all over social media so we can help more people understand what's going on so they can prepare. Because here's what I'm personally doing to prepare. And again, take this or leave it. This is not financial advice. Consult your financial advisor if they are a multimillionaire. This is what I've done and what I'm going to continue to do that helped me become a millionaire before 30. Number one, you got to think of money like manure, right? If you pile it up in one place, it stinks and it rots. But if you spread it around, everything grows. I'm investing into assets that will either produce passive income or hold value in times of inflation or hyperinflation. And that's where crypto, that's where gold, that's where silver, that's where international real estate comes into play as other countries expand and more people want to move overseas, let alone hire employees overseas. But in order for you to do that, you can't just rely on the income from your job to invest, because the rise of artificial intelligence is replacing workers in industries like healthcare, finance, manufacturing, transportation, retail, education. The list goes on and on and on. You are increasing your risk every single day of being laid off, the days that go by where you don't focus on building a business on the side. So that's what I'm also doing. I'm building a side business. Now, the number one side hustle for you to focus on in 2023, in my opinion, that costs little to no money out of pocket, that's completely recession proof, it's completely depression proof, is an information-based business in any niche that you want, because people are more hungry for information than ever before. Remember, information changes situations. When you have different information, it changes the outcome and the output of your life. You know, education is the biggest problem in the world today. The complete overhaul of the education system and the student loan bubble that's about to burst is next. However, you know, most people that are going through formal education, they need to know that formal education will make you a living, but self-education can make you a fortune. And unfortunately, a formal education is not making people a living because they're having to focus on surviving rather than thriving due to minimum wage staying the same over the past few years and artificial intelligence taking jobs. And as always, you know what we're doing. We're backing up our truck all the way to the bank. We're grabbing the bags, packing them and stacking them, leaving no bags left behind, because we believe the spending power of the dollar is going down in value. That's the truth based on inflation and what the Federal Reserve is doing. FedNow is not going to fix that. The CBDC system that they're planning on ushering in is not going to fix that. So in order to fix that, you have to take it into your own hands, because together we're all going camping on the beaches of the moon, and Bull Runners Club is going up. So I will see you on the next video. I will see you on bullrunners.com. As always, you know what to do. Stay bullish.